Hi everybody. I wanted to share my testimony with you and in short segments over as long as it takes. Many of you wonder what happened to me, that I speak about Jesus so much more than I ever have in my life, especially over the last 9 years. And you might be like Zacchaeus is in the book of Luke. This is in chapter 19. I urge you to look it up in the New Testament, Luke chapter 19. Verses 1 through 10, it's the story of Zacchaeus. He's a tax collector who checked out Jesus from a tree. He kind of looked like a fool in front of everyone because he was so interested, and checked out Jesus kind of undercover. And the most famous book maybe you know of, where the Pharisee Nicodemus checked out Jesus by night. So you can check me out and what happened to me, and maybe I can get Joe to share his testimony as well over segments of video. This will be on YouTube. The story of Nicodemus checking out Jesus is in John chapter 3, verses 1 through 21. That's also in the New Testament. I love John chapter 3 especially. So yes, I was born in a small town and in a very moral family. My dad was a Marine of the Korean conflict, and he is also, they just believed in structured family and order, and I learned a lot of great things about hard work, and we went to church every week. We went to Wednesday services and Luther League. I was in the junior choir, and I remember my first sin that I committed, if I could say that I struck out against moral law, that I knew I was sinning. I was about 12. Prior to that, if I did sin, I don't recall knowing that I was a sinner, but I know when I was doing wrong was about age 12. You know, there's something that's to be said about the age of accountability, and for me, that's the age that I knew that I was a rebel. But I excused it, and I kept excusing it in some ways, even though I was starting to load on the guilt, and feeling that church was not relieving that guilt and relieving the burden that was starting to keep heaping on. And so I was raised in the faith. I converted to Catholicism in a marriage in 1997. I took my time with that, and I really appreciated Catholicism. I believed my prayers were going up to the Lord. I really did. And with the incense, and I believed in prayer in a new way. We had a Holy Spirit-filled church in Lanesboro, Minnesota. We had a great priest. We had a great youth program. I was very involved, and we had very charismatic women in that church, and it was a great church. That's why I am careful with always pointing out different denominations, because there are great churches within denominations. So I had a great experience there, but after a failed marriage again, I had struggles again. And so at this point, I'm going to close with this, but just wanted to give you a little short snippet and beginnings of little history of my beginnings. So I hope you check back in and cover and go ahead and be undercover as Nicodemus and Zacchaeus did, to see how God, through Jesus Christ, encountered me and rescued me. Talk to you soon.